Welcome back, everybody. It's Tuesday, April 29th, 2025. Today, we have good news for salamanders, a short-term weather outlook, and a wild turkey hunting story. Now, that's a wild turkey hunting story, not a wild turkey hunting story. You know what I mean. I'm Mike Morgan, and we're down in Alabama.
Every day, thousands of Comcast engineers and technologists, like Kunle, put people at the heart of everything they create.
In the average household, there are dozens of connected devices. Here in the Comcast family, we're building an integrated in-home Wi-Fi solution for millions of families like my own. It brings people together in meaningful ways.
Kunle and his team are building a Wi-Fi experience that connects 1 billion devices every year. Learn more about how Comcast is redefining the future of connectivity at comcastcorporation.com/Wi-Fi.
A bill has made it out of committee in the state house that would raise the age at which minors can make medical decisions without their parents' consent, reports AL.com's Heather Gann. The legislation came out of the Senate, where it was sponsored by State Senator Larry Stutz, a Tuscumbia Republican. It originally raised the age from 14 to 18, but after further conversations with healthcare professionals, lawmakers settled on 16. While the measure would generally require parental consent for minors under 16, it would also allow a minor to consent to treatment of pregnancy, sexually transmitted infections, or alcohol or drug dependency. They also would be able to receive care in life-threatening situations. An Alabama couple died in a Saturday plane crash in Tennessee, reports AL.com's Carol Robinson. Kelsey Lynn Davis and Dylan Clay Davis were the only passengers aboard a single-engine plane that crashed during its approach to Upper Cumberland Regional Airport in White County. The wife and husband, ages 32 and 31 respectively, appeared to have been living in Montevallo. Both were declared dead at the scene, along with the pilot. Well, just as Donald Trump's team and supporters are gearing up for Thursday's pre-commencement appearance, political opponents of the president are gearing up for a Tide Against Trump protest at Snow Hinton Park, reports AL.com's Walisha Morris. The University of Alabama's College Democrats have announced that Beto O'Rourke will speak at the event. Now, if you recall, O'Rourke is a former congressman from Texas who's probably best known for coming within a couple points of Senator Ted Cruz in a 2018 Senate race. He later lost a bid for Texas governor. The College Democrats have expressed outrage at Trump's planned visit and have accused the university of coddling Trump by trying to keep hecklers out of his event. Samford University had planned a 27-acre development that included a hotel and a shopping development that would have required moving track and field facilities. Enter the spotted salamander. AL.com's Greg Garrison reports that the university and Landmark Development have announced a change of plans to avoid relocating the planned track and soccer facility right on top of critical salamander habitat. Construction of the facilities will now be on part of the Homewood Soccer Park off South Lakeshore Drive, and the developer said the salamander habitat will remain natural. Friends of Shades Creek President Michelle Blackwood explained that 8 or 9 species of salamander use a vernal pool along Shades Creek. The pool dries in the summer, giving area salamanders a place to lay eggs. Said Blackwood, "We feel like they're listening." She's talking about the developers, not the salamanders. "And they saved the habitat, which is going to save the salamander," end quote. All right, let's do a quick break. When we come back, we'll go turkey hunting. The turkey hunter in this story catches more than he expected to. We'll also get a weather update from our very own Lee Morgan. Y'all stay with us.
The spirit of innovation is deeply ingrained in America, and Google is helping Americans innovate in ways both big and small. The Air Force Research Laboratory is partnering with Google Cloud using AI to accelerate defense research for air, space, and cyberspace forces. This is a new era of American innovation. Find out more at g.co/American innovation.
Now, I know hunting isn't everybody's thing, but for responsible outdoors men and women, the kill is only part of the whole experience. It's also about getting away from the cul-de-sac you live on and being part of the circle of life. Now, I think that's particularly true with turkey hunting. The turkey hunter has to stay hidden, become part of the woods, know how the birds are behaving in an area, and using various types of color, yelp like a hen to try to draw in a gobbler. Now, when the gobbler arrives, he puffs out his feathers and blows up loud and proud and struts back and forth in one of the coolest displays an outdoors enthusiast gets to witness. See, the gobbler is showing that he's really excited by hearing that hen's yelp. The thing is, a gobbler isn't the only dude in the woods who's excited by a hen's yelp. Claude Strother is a seasoned turkey hunter from Selma. He's hunted in 17 states and Mexico, and he has it in his blood so much that at age 82, still on chemo from stage 4 lung cancer, he was out by himself in Wilcox County, hunkered down between a couple small trees, reports AL.com's William Thornton. Strother went to yelping, which got a bobcat's attention. And before Strother knew what hit the back of his head, he had fangs in his neck and claws in his forehead. Fortunately, the cat immediately figured out that he had landed on bigger game that he was out looking for and hightailed it, if you can say hightailed about a bobcat. Strother received treatment from a physician and received a tetanus shot. Said Strother, quote, "Everybody wanted to know, did you kill him? I wouldn't shoot a bobcat for $1,000. They were here long before we were, and he wasn't trying to do anything but trying to get a meal. They're beautiful animals," end quote. The great sportsman John Eubanks would be proud. And while I got you, let's do a little bit of weather. Right now is my favorite time of year. That's when it gets real hot and it stays real hot for months and months.
I object.
Well, some people do, but this is when it counts. This is where the rubber meets the road. Lee, is it going to stay with us? Or are we just going to get hotter and hotter until November, or what kind of pattern we in?
Where are you from? I mean, you've been in Alabama all this time, right? You know how this works.
Yes, and we have cool snaps in Alabama.
We do, and we might have a kind of one this weekend, but this is still spring, and I'm sorry everybody, I'm a little cranky because it's spring and we're getting cheated out of spring. I don't think it's right. I wish I could file an objection with somebody. Who would, I don't know who.
We've had a couple weeks of spring now.
Yeah, not really. But this week is going to, meteorological summer does not begin officially until June the 1st. And I would like to stick to that. But this week it's going to feel, like summer. And Monday we had a record high tide. It hit 90 in Tuscaloosa, according to the National Weather Service. And that ties the daily record for April 28th. And that was set back in 94. Now, today we've got more highs expected to be in the mid to upper 80s. So, what is average about this time of year, right? Average high, the way it should be, is upper 70s, low 80s. That's the way it should be. But instead, we're going to have mid to upper 80s today and probably Wednesday too. Those should be the hottest days. And then on Thursday, depending on the models are still kind of will it or won't it, there's a front might come through, bring us some rain, maybe a few storms. Keep an eye out on that Storm Prediction Center. They could add a low-level risk of a few isolated storms for Thursday or maybe Friday, depending on how the timing shakes out. And then over the weekend, it should be very nice. Highs in part. Now, if you're in North Alabama, I say very nice. If you're in South Alabama, it's still going to be hot. So I'm sorry, everybody down there. But north central Alabama, highs in the low mid 70s, might not see 80. I don't want to hear it from you. I know you don't like that, but you're just going to have to get over it. It'll be fine.
Chilling.
Oh, please. But at night, it will get, for church on Sunday morning, it might be a little chilly. High lows, north central Alabama in the 50s. So this is, what do they call it? Blackberry winter, I think, is a thing. It's a real thing, y'all. Y'all look it up.
I haven't seen any blackberries yet.
I haven't either, except at Sam's. But so it's gonna be toasty this week, but we'll have a little relief, at least in some parts of the state, over the weekend. It'll be short-lived. I was looking at the long-range outlooks from the Climate Prediction Center. They have a 6 to 10 day outlook. They have an 8 to 14 day outlook. They have a weeks 3 and 4 outlook, 1 month outlook. They all of them indicate a higher probability of above average temperatures for all of Alabama. So it's looking like warmer is here to stay. Don't gloat about it. Summer is long, and I'm already tired of sweating.
Get out the sunscreen, y'all. It's going to be a great summer. Thanks, everybody, for listening to us. We're going to be back here bright and early in the morning. Until then, y'all come by anytime you want to. See what we're working on the internet at al.com.